Want to make a video to clear up any confusions about how to do a lab, how to turn a lab in. This includes the pre-lab as well. I've made myself a list to follow as I'm making this video to ensure that I don't forget anything. And I'm also going to provide the list to you as well. So let's take a look how to do labs and pre-labs. The first step is to find the lab. So you would need to go to WVSU Online. And there's multiple ways to do this, but I'm just going to show you the one way. And you could meet with me if you would like to figure out a different way to do it. But here we go. So here we are. I'm in one of these sections. So I'm just going to scroll down until I get to the first lab, because let's say you're working on the first lab. So we'll scroll down, and you can see the assignments are in purple or pink, excuse me. So here we go. I'm going to click this, and it's going to bring me to the lab page, right? There we go. And here's all the instructions that you need and some advice. You can go through all that if you want. But the most important thing here is right here's a link, right? So this is going, once you click that link, it's going to open that document, right? So here we go. Now I've opened the document. And as you can see here, as it says at the very top of each single one of these documents, you only have viewer permission for this Google Doc, right? This is my document. This is the master document, which means that you will not be able to edit the file, right? You need to make yourself a copy of this that you can edit, right? And there's instructions on how to do that. So if you find yourself doing this on your own and you don't remember what I said in this video, you could rewatch the video, or you can click those instructions and it'll bring up another document that shows you how to do what I'm about to show you. So again, here's the lab. Let's look at the worksheet. Find the lab. All right. We talked about that. Make yourself a copy. All right. So let me show you how to make yourself a copy. And you only want to make yourself one copy, right? You're only going to make a copy once. So for example, this is the second week. And some people, looking back at the first lab, some people made themselves a copy to do the pre-lab. And then maybe they made themselves a second copy to do the lab. But you don't want to do that, right? You just make this copy once. So go up here to File, make yourself a copy. You're going to name it. If I were you, I would name it with your name, right? So maybe I'll put Dianello's copy of hypothesis testing and graphing, right? This is how I'm going to make myself a copy. This will be my copy. I definitely want to click this. If you have this option, you might not always have this option, but if so, you definitely want to copy comments and suggestions. All right. Now I'm going to make myself a copy. So there it is. I've made myself a copy. This is my copy. All right. I can edit this. This is what I need to fill out. And you can see, yeah, here's the comments that you can also read, but that's a whole different story. So there we go. I've now made myself a copy, right? So check that out, or check that off the list. I've shown you how to make yourself a copy. And again, you only want to make yourself one copy. So don't make yourself a copy to do the pre-lab and then go in and go through that whole rigmarole that I just showed you about going to the lab and making yourself a copy, right? Don't make yourself a second copy when it comes time to do the rest of the lab. Just go back to the original document, your copy, right? Your original copy. So that's going to be number 3. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say, again, you did pre-lab 1, or you started it. Yeah, let's say you made yourself a copy, you read it over, you started the pre-lab 1, but you haven't finished it yet, and you're not ready to submit it yet. So you close your computer down. You have something else to do. So you come back the next day to work on it. So again, you want to keep the same copy. You don't want to make a new copy. So what you'll do when you're in Google here, go to the top right, and there's these little squares. You click on that. You're going to go to Drive. Now, again, there are different ways to do this, but this is just the one way I'm going to show you. So you go to your Drive, and then you can look for a copy, right? Because mine's going to be a lot more filled out than yours, and I have a lot more stuff. But yours, right, this is where you will find your copy. This is where you will find your document. So you could just open it up here. See, there it is. That's the one I was just working on. I open it up. It's like, all right, now I'm going to finish the pre-lab. So again, same document, not a new document. So there we go. Let's go back to this. We did that. Make sure that you know where the copy is so you don't make multiple copies. And again, and I'll even write this down since I'm sharing this with you later. It can be found in Google Drive. All right. So now, obviously, if you have a pre-lab, so if you're taking an in-person course, you have to turn in the pre-labs before you can come to lab. So again, go to the document, read the introduction, the whole introduction, go back down, read the introduction till you get to the questions, then answer the questions, right? So that's pretty simple. That part's simple. Just answer the questions. That's how you fill it out. Follow the directions on the worksheet. So there we go. Let's mark this off the list. We have done this. Fill out the pre-lab. Let's assume I did fill out the pre-lab. Your next step, and again, this is only if you're an in-person student. If you're not taking an in-person course and yours is 100% online, you don't necessarily have a pre-lab that you need to share with me because you're not physically coming to a lab, right? So for those of you who are taking an in-person course, you're going to need to share the document with me after you filled it out. So again, here we are. Again, let's assume that you've filled out this entire pre-lab and you are now ready for me to grade it. To let me know that you're ready to grade it, you go up here to the top right, click the share button, and you're going to want to put my name, right? Obviously, because this is my document and I'm the person on this Google account, my name's already there. But yeah, you would just type it in here, right? So type my name in, select it, and that's how you turn in the pre-lab. And once I see that, I will get an email saying that you shared it with me, at which point I can open it up and I can grade your pre-lab, right? So that is how you share the document, right? That's how you submit it, is by sharing the document with me. So let's mark that off the list. All right. So now again, let's assume that you've done the pre-lab, you've turned it in, you're all done, you're ready to go to lab. Or if you're one of the in-person courses where you don't actually have to come to lab, now it's time to fill out the rest of the lab, right? So again, using the same copy, right? You have this one copy. Don't go make yourself another copy. You don't need another worksheet. Just keep scrolling down below the pre-lab and then fill out the lab, right? Answer the questions here, answer the questions here, answer the questions here, so on and so forth, right? Technically, if you're in person, you should do this whole thing before you leave lab on, in this semester, it's on a Wednesday. So you should fill this out completely before you even leave lab, right? It's not required, but I highly recommend it. And then once you're done and you are actually ready to submit it for grading, now you're going to submit it a different way, right? You're not going to share it the way you did previously. Now you're going to download it. So let's go over here. Again, this is fill out the rest of the lab. We talked about that. The next step is download the document as a PDF. So here we go. Let's show you how to do that. You go over here, you go to File, Download. You're going to download it as a PDF. So there you go. I'm going to download this as a PDF. You can see up here, that's where it is. D'Anello's copy of hypothesis testing, right? So I've now downloaded it as a PDF. It is now ready to be submitted. How do we submit it? Well, you need to upload it, right? You need to upload the PDF to WVSU Online. Now to do that, let me bold this. Actually, let me go back to the course. All right, so again, let's assume you did the lab on a Wednesday, then you worked on it a little bit more on a Thursday. Now you're ready to turn it in on a Thursday. So again, just like you did to find the lab worksheet, you'll do the same thing. You'll go back to the lab assignment here on WVSU Online, scroll to the bottom, and now I'm the teacher, so mine's going to look different, right? Mine has view all submissions and grade, right? That's what I can do. But yours looks like this. When you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to have an add submissions button. So you click that, and then it'll prompt you to upload the document. And I would show you if I could, but again, because I'm not a student, I don't have the add submissions button. But yeah, that's all you'll do. You'll upload it from wherever, whichever device you downloaded it to. And that's all you have to do to upload and submit your labs. So really quickly, one last thing to remind you. This part, again, steps 4 and 5, this is only for people taking in-person courses, in-person students only, right? Because you have to turn in a pre-lab before you come to lab. If you're taking a 100% online course, you're not physically coming to lab, so there's nothing to turn in beforehand. So that should be it. Hopefully this cleared it up. Please let me know if it didn't. I'm seeing a lot of mistakes. And for that matter, if you have a suggestion on a better way to do this, I'm open for that. So thank you for watching the video. And again, let me know if you have any questions.